I'm Judy Shaw for NYSE Floor Talk. Joining me today is Glenn Jackson. He is Chief Diversity Officer at M&T Bank. Glenn, wonderful to have you here today.
Judy, thanks for
joining
having me. It's great to be here.
So it's Black History Month, and you're here celebrating with M&T Bank. Now, your company has a Black CEO, and he is actually one of a handful of Fortune 500 CEOs. So tell me, why is it important to recognize Black History Month?
Yeah. Well, let me start there, right? To be in an organization where you have one of the few Black CEOs is really important. Representation matters. We talk about that. People need to see themselves to truly be themselves. And what Renee is to the organization is inspiration to many, even outside of the organization. But when you think about Black History Month, you've got to go backwards to go forwards, right? So to acknowledge the accomplishments, the contributions that our Black colleagues and communities have made is really important, and to understand that history so we can continue to make progress as we go. And here we sit today on the stock exchange ringing the bell for Black History Month.
So tell me, what is M&T Bank's approach to DEI?
Our approach is people-centered. A lot of folks go out there and they create a bunch of programs and they say we're doing a lot of stuff. What we said is let's just start with people. Let's talk about their journeys, their experiences. So when we talk about our Black colleagues and experiences, we say here, how are you going through the organization? How are we supporting you? And are there any things or challenges that you might face that we could do better to build and help develop and make those experiences more equitable? And it helps to shift through our systems and build a more equitable system where people can thrive.
Do you think progress is being made in the industry?
The fact that I'm sitting with you here today and we're talking about this for Black History Month, the fact that this organization at M&T Bank was here almost a year ago to the day, ringing the bell for multicultural banking, which is something that we're pushing towards. And here we are a year later to celebrate Black History Month. You can see where our priorities are. And again, that's attributed to Renee and his leadership, as we're really here for it. Let's make sure we understand the experiences of our employees at the best, and we can make for better experiences for the future.
All right, so Glenn, you were up on that podium with Renee, ringing that bell to celebrate Black History Month. Yeah. What did it feel like?
I was pretty quiet, and I was quiet because it was a moment of reflection for me, right? When you think about the history, for 150 years, I think here on the stock exchange, women and people of color weren't allowed in this space. So now to fast forward and to think, we've been here a few times ringing bells for really important initiatives and things that we're driving towards as organizations and communities was cool. And then personally, I think of my daughters. I've got two young women that are growing up, and I can't wait to see what they aspire to be. And for me to sit here with you and have this conversation, I can't imagine what it's going to look like for them in 10 or 15 years too. So that was it was really a great experience, and I can't thank you enough for having us here.
Oh, you just gave me chills, Glenn. It's wonderful to talk with you. Thanks for joining me today on Floor Talk.
Thank you for having us. It was my pleasure.